Oh, Thomas. Hey, Thomas.
Hi, Isaac.
When you tune into whatever is seeing through these eyes, just for a moment tuning into that, to seeing through these eyes, and that which is seeing through those eyes, that which is aware of every subtle movement, every feeling, every thought.
I feel it's expanding,
Yeah,
and it's including the
everything. You know, I saw, today I was just flipping through stuff and I saw a quote by the guru that always wore a blanket, who was Ram Dass's guru and Krishna Das, and he just wore a blanket always. And someone asked him, how do we realize God? He said, just see God in everyone. And I thought, okay, that's a beautiful invitation. But actually, it's like, it's easy that it becomes mental construct. But when we talk about what's seen through these eyes, that's a direct experience. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, I sense the difference because sometimes I can think about it logically. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
and then it makes sense, but it's different.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Isaac. It's something I was wondering. Is like, even I'm attending satsang and not sitting with you. It's like it feels, even through the screen, or it feels like a resource. It feels like yeah, and it feels.
It's like in our everyday life, it's so easy to go into the regular habits that we just so familiar to us. I mean, we don't even go into them; they just happen, like automatically and unconsciously. When we sit like this together, it literally pulls us into that vibration, that frequency, that recognition. And I guess, my feeling is if that happens often enough, it just becomes more and more and more ground zero from where functioning happens. It's just, we've had a certain habit of attention, you could say, that is looking from the sense of me, or the sense of being a body. And, we haven't been invited to rest as that which is aware, it's like, yeah. So it kind of,
Thanks, Isaac. Thank you.
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, wow.
Hi.
Hi.
Beautiful invitation. This.
Mhm. In a way, our habit is to look at bodies and not to recognize that which is seen through the eyes.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. Immediately when this shift is happening, there's oh. Hmm.
That which is looking through the eyes is seeing itself everywhere. It's so far. Yeah.
There seems to be identification since um, like long time, even when I was small, or when this body was small, that I defend suppressed other children or whatever, standing up and speaking out. And yeah, I can see that happened.
Hmm.
Rather than observing the situations. And that gave me also some proud, or that not me, that but that was like feeling righteous with that. Don't know why I have to say that, but it's like I was always like this, but now I like, wow, might be only identification through that lens or through the is how it is, and I don't have to take a side, but still I do.
Look carefully, who takes a side? Who is it or what happens? How does that happen? Just no right answer to that, just taking a moment. You know, this taking sides happens. And now we're just going deeper with the inquiry. Somehow taking sides happens, but who does it?
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
You can't really find who does it. You just find that it happens. That's all.
The system is organized like when something is wrong, I don't do it. Or there's lots of evidence. Even if this system then cannot have this or that or whatever, I just put Aramana above this Palestinian thing because I can't take it anymore. Please take it.
If we're watching a puppet show, you know what a puppet show is? When someone, either they've got things on strings or their hands are in gloves, and the puppets are fighting and hitting each other with sticks or whatever is going on, yeah? Because often in puppet shows, that's what happens. They play these different things. But when we're watching a puppet show, we don't think it's actually somebody's doing it.
And there's somebody who is doing that, who is responsible for being the puppet player.
So then when we look at our own lives, and you start to see, okay, how much goes on automatically and unconsciously. Where, you know, it's so clear nobody's doing it. It's just like, who's doing it?
This activity, who is doing it? Who's doing it? I don't know. Who's trying to like a
Yeah,
computer?
but it's interesting, you know, we look at the world through this idea that someone's responsible, whether it's someone committing a crime or a murder or anything, you know, just, or someone is a pirate, or, you know, they make their living, or someone's a mercenary, a soldier that kills for money, you know, I mean, whatever it is, or people that go to the, you know, it's like young people called up to the army and their heads filled with a whole lot of story about they're doing it for God and for their country or whatever. The same story that's been played a million times, you know. And then doing all the stuff that's so kind of, and having to, you know, live through that lens, you could say.
Yeah, there is also a kind of collective pressure inside of me or this system. This German system, my grandfather, blah, blah, this Nazi stuff, this Holocaust thing. I should stand up against it if it's happening, you know, especially now, this situation. It's like at least I should not just say, yeah, what.
Yeah. So now we can look fresh at that. So there's that idea. And then just looking to see, okay, it's just an idea, it's not good, not bad. How does it affect the capacity to live as unconditional love? You know, what's the price? In other words, does it move into separation and righteousness? And again, just an inquiry, no, not taking another position, but just looking. Okay, look, we've all been conditioned with right and wrong, and that there's a doer and that there's victim, and you know, all of that. You're seeing, okay, somehow life is happening. Maybe it's not how we've imagined it.
And that the peace not is lying in a world full of peaceful people just planting flowers and eating fruits from a tree.
Yeah. So again, you know, it's just like, what is our interest? It's like, you know, maybe it is to stand up. I don't know, but it just to be refined enough to see if there's a hidden cost. If it's somewhere it goes into separation, if somewhere it goes into an identity, if somewhere it goes into something other than love, then we can see, okay, is that price worth it?
It depends how the energy is, you know. Yesterday I was in a hospital with a friend, a big hospital in Tenerife. Spain is not the Spanish Prime Minister does not is saying we are not making business with a genocidal state. It's the only one in Spain is not doing this. So when I go on the street with the kefir, is not the crime here, you know. In Germany, what you could is a big thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a crime. And in the hospital, I could see the doctors reacting to that, and I did not the normal people. They just like shut down or don't look at it or whatever. But I saw that was an awareness, and I did not feel like I'm. It's like we should not shut our eyes to that, and having love for and even
I don't think you're hearing me.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
I'm still in that thing. We should do something against it, or even not sending weapons and stuff.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my hope also with this issue is to see deeper or to realize deeper, because I know you are not someone who would say it's nice to kill babies or it's okay, but could you please ask me again?
Maybe another way, you know, like if you see in nature, like a gecko catching a fly. We don't know if that fly is pregnant or not pregnant, or catching a mosquito. We don't know, you know, it's just, all we know is we just watch nature doing its thing. We don't have a judgment.
No.
Yeah. But then we watch humans, or what looks like human functioning, and somehow a judgment comes in us that is absolutely certain that it's right, and that is, you know, it doesn't have the capacity to see what that righteousness does in your own heart and then in the field. So if it's interesting, you know, to take a moment to see, okay, it's not saying this, do anything or don't do anything. It's just like, okay, just starting to recognize where there's some identification and starting to recognize what it actually does. It might bring a good feeling of righteousness, but underneath there's a feeling of powerlessness and, you know, like being a victim and perpetrator and victims. I mean, it's a huge projection, and it's like it's familiar, and I think all of us know it. I mean, the same thing if you watch a movie. I don't know if you ever watched it, but you watch a movie and you see an actor and someone's playing a villain, someone really a nasty person, they might be a very beautiful person, actually. They're just playing. And we don't shout at the TV, oh, you know,
I do. I cannot. I'm too emotional.
yeah.
I cannot have these movies. I want to be. Yeah. It is so different to see the world through that lens and not taking it for real when it seems to suffer so much, gives us so much suffering. And,
It's not, it's not, it's like really, I could say the willingness to feel everything fully. It's not like trying to get away from what we're seeing. It's raw, it's naked, you feel everything. But at the same time, it's like seeing a fuller picture. I mean, when you see a very hungry polar bear catching a seal, it's like, wow, feel for the seal and its brothers and sisters and its parents, but you feel for the polar bear too. It's otherwise it's hungry, and its baby's dying. So it's doesn't mean you don't feel that seal, and it's just a bigger picture. That's all.
it's easier for me with this natural movements in animals or whatever than to see it with this amazing war machinery.
Yeah. So the thing is, with in a way, what ties it is this idea that people have a choice.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and then there's a fundamental split that you feel when you look through that lens. But it's projected outward, it's projected onto others. And the inquiry then doesn't go deeper.
Thank you, Eric.
Really,
Guys.
yeah.
Here there is some, you can hear me? Here there's some inquiry going on for the last days, and now it was catched again, the talk with Prince Aswar. That there is a big thought, it's going in the body, and it's like to go in this frame, in this meeting, when it's happening. It's like like fleeing. And when I hear or I see opinions of people, not in nature, but people, or something happening in the world, it's easy to see and to hear. It's not nice for this system and probably for all systems here. Then it comes up that how to, I couldn't say stay in this frame because I'm not sure if I am in this frame that I can notice it. There's a knowing that it's always here, but to notice it and it's different. And it's like when there's a fear when I go with the mind, so it looks here to this frame, looking if I can find it. Then it's fleeing away from the troubles there in this world. And even I couldn't feel this fear. It's coming from the mind, that it is so strong not to. I don't want flee. This is the one, and also all this this seeing what I have seen with you and with these people here is strong enough that I'm not. I could be able not to step completely in this and take positions. I can feel a position, but it's not, it's happening. There's no question, but it comes up for a few times to speak about it. And for me, it shows the unsureness about this place and this quietness, and always doubt about it.
Who's doing the doubt?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, what's the function of the doubt?
It's like holding on something that's not exist. But
and who does that?
nobody.
Nobody. And the feeling sense when looking through doubt, is that the feeling sense of awareness or the feeling sense of a me?
It's not from awareness, it's
Yeah,
coming up.
yeah.
This me.
Yeah. It's like, is doubt real?
Yeah, is life real?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a ping pong. Mm. Thank you.
Thanks. Easy. Ah, Shanti.
Hi there.
Hi, Shanti.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you. Ah, oh,
Hi, Isaac.
hi, Elma.
My mind makes a little bit of a dilemma out of something, and I just wanted to have a little chat with you about that because of interests, like the interest to just rest and be here is strong. And there's also an interest to go painting and be creative. And when I do that, it kind of fills the space with a lot of excitement and ideas and the opposite of just resting and doing nothing. And sometimes there's a bit like, do I want to go in that direction? But there's so much aliveness and juice and I love painting. And I love just being here. And I don't know, sometimes it feels like I should go one way or the other. I just wanted to bring that and see what happens. And the painting isn't always easy. It also brings up a lot of stuff around, oh, not good enough. And yeah, all of those things too. But also incredible joy and discovery and seeing things I've never seen before. Like, wow. All of that.
I guess the only real dilemma is if there's a thought that you're painting.
There is a
Thought that you're the one doing the painting.
yeah, that's it. Because sometimes I go like, well, life is moving me this way. Life is moving me.
Yeah,
No, it's just life, and then there's no dilemma.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, so true. And that's when the painting gets into trouble, when there's the thought I'm painting.
Exactly.
Oh, otherwise, it's just joy.
Expressing itself.
Yeah, yeah. And being curious, like what happens if, and no concern about good looking or bad looking, but just like if I stretch here, what happens? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. 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 Mm.
Hello.
Right.
It's strange. There's such a depth of peace, but at the same time, it feels like there's a holding, a contraction that just feels like something wasn't safe. But at the same time, there's a depth of peace. It's such a strange phenomenon to have this holding and at the same time feel, I don't know, so open at the same time.
Mm.
But it's just this, I don't know if this is just in the head or, but there's something.
That openness, yeah, just that openness includes everything, like everything. You know, it's a funny way of speaking. It's like the sun. The sun just shines. It doesn't care whether you're a thief, a politician, whatever, you know, it just shines. And so there's a kind of like that openness that just shines, you know, it's just like it's not.
Yeah, it feels like that shining, but something feels like it's just gripping and trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a fight in there.
Yeah. They're just curious in the history of man, womankind. people that just shone, have they been treated? It's like, yeah, it's weird, you know, just to see. It's like, okay.
So do you think the body contracts to hold that back?
I have no idea. I just see, look, you know, it's just, you look at, you know, somehow in the field, it's like, there's all these things that have happened. Jesus being crucified, woman, I mean, any woman that was juicy was burnt for one point in our history. It's like, you know, it's like, I'm sure there's been a number of people that were very deep that, you know, like, was freak people out in some way or other. It's just like,
Yeah, I wonder if that's where the idea that something feels unsafe because it.
yeah, and at
I
the
don't
same
know.
time, you know, it's like, yeah. I mean, so unsafe to what? It's like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you say unsafe to feel it. Of course I feel it. I feel it really strong. So it doesn't make sense that something holds it tight.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so we explore and we just see, okay, what is it? What is that? It's like, what's being tuned into there? It's like, for sure, at the core of, let's say, the biggest percentage of expressions on the planet that we call people, there's that core contraction, you know, like,
Yeah, I don't know. On one hand, it just feels really funny that it's, I don't know, so much joy here. And at the same time, yeah. But something feels like it's blocking that flow, that pure flow.
good opportunity just to rest and see what wants to reveal, you know. What can actually block that pure flow? It's flow.
And thank you for the sweet birthday wishes.
Okay. Sebastian.
Hey, Isaac.
Hi, Hello.
Just having a little fun here because it seems like uh, it's this is not finished, so maybe it's a bit rubbish, some of it, but it seems like I don't know yet, maybe not, but it seems like what popped up here was my whole life, as other people also, is looking for identity in who am I or what am I? Then these words, identity, eyes, is the same, and also the same as I, who am I, eyes, I, identity. And if we look at the word, it's identity, entity. That's what it is. And it seems like what I'm looking out through is reality. That it seems like that's what I am. It's just clear space. But it seems like also somebody must have known it for some while, because how else, or something. I need to get you back here. I'll find you.
No problem. If I speak, does
Yes,
it help?
if you speak. Disappeared again. I'll make you come back. I can do that. There you are.
Cool.
And it seems like it's all coming together as this, just like looking out through this clear space. And it seems like what I am is just this clear space, also with closed eyes.
Mhm.
And it seems like everything is happening in that. I think what I'm trying to say is that I'm becoming more and more this I. Oh. Mm, mm.
Barbara. Hey, Barbara.
Hi. Like if I make a conclusion of what was talked today, so then we are that, and then there's a program running, like in every being something else. And some things are more conscious and some things are more subconscious. But still everything is a program
Mhm.
in a way.
Yeah.
And then what is then
what is the meaning of that? Like we have from ages, something is in us. And so then the life lives actually through that.
Mhm.
And not the only chance we have is like to see that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just running.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is weird, yeah. And in some ways, it seems like something's happening, and another way, nothing's happening. So,
And the way when you are that, then nothing is happening, but
mhm.
the other, everything is happening in it.
And everything's happening, yes.
But the help is like to see it. And if we don't see it, then it's a super mess.
Yeah.
But then how does it happen that this capacity suddenly is there? And what is
You tell me.
and then somehow nothing makes sense and everything makes sense. It's like, yeah, like Maria was saying, then what is life? Like, I mean, this is also a program, no? Like the
Yeah. Yeah.
this is just running. It's and the best thing we can do is just to have fun. But yeah, we cannot do it. But like,
Mhm.
at least you could see that if you are that, then it's there is some enjoyment in that. Then what is trauma in this? Like a certain kind of programming, or like even more in the subconsciousness, or even more difficult to reach?
You know, I mean, if I have to try to describe what trauma is, it seems to me like as life is living itself, there's been experiences, you could say, where it felt life-threatening, and the system somehow managed it, but it left a residue. And usually when there's that residue, there's some life energy that's used to try and control experience, to try and make sure that whatever happened doesn't happen again or something like that. Yeah.
But like on the other hand, like when you make the most beautiful experience, then you also have this like that you want to repeat it, or like it also makes a residue. Maybe it's more easy,
It can,
but maybe, yeah,
yeah.
maybe,
That'd be similar in a certain way, except it wouldn't have the, like you could say, I'd say the basis of seeking is obviously often that looking to have a peak experience back again, or something like that. Yeah.
it's a, yeah, like it's a more beautiful way to look at it, like being a program. Yeah, maybe because of that, also this like identification is happening, that, oh, maybe not because of that, it's just also happening, no? Like it doesn't make sense, but it's happening. Like,
Yeah.
but who designed that? Like, then this also doesn't make sense at all.
You know, the only thing I can see is that it produces suffering, which then produces an interest in to come out of it. You know, you could say that refines itself as inquiry and then a deep recognition.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I hear it.
Hi.
Really.
It feels a little bit like as if there's a little addiction coming up, just to sit here and to just to sit here and to just keep sitting here. Yeah, just to be. Yeah. And it's a great opportunity just to be here with you. And
Breathe.
Been a lot of anxiety running today in the system. The attention goes there.
What's the function of anxiety?
They're trying to help. So there's a feeling of tension in the body, and then the anxiety is sort of part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, trying to help, I guess. Yeah. Mm. Comes in fast, seemingly.
I mean, it's a compelling, frequency or vibration that can play.
Say again?
It's compelling um, energy or vortex or whatever you want to call it that plays and kind of pulls attention. Once attention is pulled into it, it's just goes round and round. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
Ilma. Vanjali. Vanjali.
Good evening, Isaac. Hello, everybody.
I'm unmuted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last, Fatima, you've finished for the night. Thank you for hosting, and thanks, beloved. Peace, love, beauty.